Hello and welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another episode of the Chemlock League, and a pretty frantic finish there at the end of the last video. I do apologize. I really thought that I had enough time to finish the rest of the season, and honestly, I feel like I may have jumped the gun a little bit, as by the end of the video, we found ourselves in a four-way tie for first place, and we ended up losing that tie because of our run differential. And of course, if we maybe, keep one or two of those players that we had on the team earlier in the season, we probably could have squeezed out one extra win here. But honestly, even though we missed an opportunity to make the playoffs, this was not the team this year. I hope you all can understand that. And again, I do apologize for kind of how things were at the end of that video. I did want to do a couple of things before we get into the All-Star game, and we'll talk about all of that stuff here in just a moment. Okay, I will point out the stand. Actually, we'll do all that later. First off, let's go ahead and take a look at the league leaders. We saw this at the very end, but didn't really get to acknowledge it. Number one player in the league, the MVP and the Cy Young winner, is Alex Doherty. Never heard of him? That's because Alex Doherty, or never heard of her, Alex Doherty is a rookie this year. So this is her first year. This might be the best rookie performance we've ever seen. Not only is she the MVP, she is the Rookie of the Year, and she is the Cy Young winner. So she has swept everything except for the offensive categories. Absolutely dominant performance. Although I am very curious to know why Case Barnett, who did not allow an earned run in 21 innings, ended up not getting the number one spot. I think it's primarily because of that strikeout rate that you see between Alex and Case there. So an elite performance from Case Barnett, which is really impressive. Alex Doherty is going to be our MVP. And actually, what else I saw, if you look at the top 10 single season records, look at this. The Woodsmiths have the number one player, Hayden Pratt, back in season 1. They have the number 7 player, Tate Nash, in season 2. That name just makes me sick. And then they have number 3, Alex Doherty. So crazy. They are just a pitching clinic that they put out in the Woodsmiths team over there. So I thought that was really, really interesting. Also of interesting note, just to give you another perspective of how far Adriana Harrington had fallen after her season 1. Season 1, she had the best batting average in the Hemlock history. She had 5 home runs, which is in the top 10. She also still sweeps the top percentages of all 3 of these categories. She just was on another level. She had the most hits. That's a record. Extra base hits with 10 is in the top 10. It was just an absolute dominant year for her. She even scored 12 runs, which is in the top 10 as well. So I thought that was so crazy of her to find so much success in season 1 and then fall so far off of that high that she was on after the end of that season. Season 2 was a struggle. You saw what happened in season 3. With all of that out of the way, there was one other thing I wanted to address really quick, and that is player development. Some players that I want to bring back are actually room for a little bit of development here. One of them being Anya Corona here. I will go ahead and spend for her. That arm rating can increase, and then getting tier 3 distractor could be really helpful for her. So let's give her a little boost. And then the other one that I wanted to do was Zeke Price. 1 power, 1 arm. Not a big move. No chances for anything here, but just a little bit to push him a little bit better. He did not have an elite season, but I did want to give him a little bit of extra lift there. Speaking of the team, let's go ahead and look at the results of the team's statistics. This is something we didn't get a chance to really look at. And honestly, pretty much a down year across the board. You can see Rubio as a rookie didn't play very well offensively. Zeke Price had a big down year. He dropped from 18 hits last year as a rookie to 13, 5 home runs to 3, 13 RBIs to 7. The average dropped, everything dropped. Really, really tough to see him struggle in his sophomore season. Let's hope he bounces back next year. Jacques Dennis actually still performed pretty well here. He's going to end up being our all-star, just as a little spoiler there. had the best average. He ended up putting up a team tying 3 home runs and team leading 10 RBIs. So he is going to be our representative. Get Wrecked played pretty well in what ended up being 12 total games that he played. So not a lot of power, which is something that we were really expecting from him, but the average went way up, so that was nice to see. Flip Bauer ended up with a decent season, but the power dropped significantly as he had 5 home runs last year. Kramer was a huge letdown. Coleman was fine hit between him and Christian Black. They ended up producing pretty well as kind of a platoon at third base. Wedge Stevens as a rookie went 11 for 33. Decent year. We won't talk about Beal. Eric Lozano ended up having a pretty solid season. I think I expected more from him with his traits, but he still pulled up pretty well with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs, the 368 average. What you'll also find out is he is an all-star representative. He was the best catcher in the Yang Conference this year. So he's going to join Jacques Dennis as our all-star representatives on the offensive side. Like, looking at the other side of things pitching-wise, we won't talk about Richard, Bartlett, or Swingins, but Gabriel Wankerstein was a rookie this year, had a really solid year. He got injured in that first start, so he didn't get a whole lot of innings in him, and I think some of those earned runs were probably due to the injury and that tough second start when he was still not fully recovered. But I think this was a very promising rookie season for him, and I would like to bring him back next year, depending on what options we have available. Rivas barely pitched, so we don't really have anything to say about him. We'll come back to Stiff Bottom here in a second, but Wong had one game. He only saw 2 batters. He pitched fine. Ellen Booth was amazing this year. She got leaned on in 9 games, 13 and 2/3 innings, and she had a 2.63 ERA and a .95 WHIP, and I believe that some of those earned runs were probably just due to the fact that she was still pitching more than she should have, and got put in some tough situations with how bad our starting rotation was. Quincy Healthy started off strong, faded a bit down the stretch. He was the 3rd most appearances on the bullpen, and the ERA doesn't look great, but I think he pitched okay, all things considered. But Holden Stiffbottom coming in at 1.54 ERA and 11 and 2/3 innings, only giving up 2 runs in 8 games, just a really magnificent performance. And I think him coming in really helped to give equilibrium to Ellen Booth in the bullpen, and he ends up being our all-star this year just from the performance that he put up. I really wanted to give it to Ellen Booth, but at the end of the day, he just outperformed her, and I think he earned it. So we're going to go with Holden Stiffbottom as our pitching pitching. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank here. He's going to be appearing on the All-Star team from our pitching side of things. So speaking of that, we got to get into this game before we run out of time. And so we're going to go to the exhibition. We are going to find the team that's hosting the All-Star game this year is going to be the Woodsmiths in the Yin Conference, so that we're heading out to Founders Field, which means we are going to go to the Yin All-Stars, and then we will go to the... Wait, what the heck is going on here? What? Do you see what's happening here? Oh, that's why. That was really weird. Okay, so the Yin All-Stars versus the Yang All-Stars. We are going to watch this game. As you've seen before, we are going to go to Founders Field. Where are we at? There we go. Let's just randomize the weather. We're going to do a 6-inning game, designated hitter on, and I will set this just to make sure we don't run out of time if we go into extras. First time at Founders Field, I'm really excited about it. I did set these lineups already before the game, and we will again talk about these players as we get into it. And don't let me forget, I need to give actually, I'm going to do that right now. Give me 1 second. I just realized Alex and our offensive MVP need to get the whiteout treatment. So I'll show you who that is. It's Alex Doherty. Oh my God. You can tell I'm still recovering from the illness as my head's all over the place. So Alex Doherty is our MVP and Cy Young winner. And then Withers Gentry of the Platypi with an elite season, 7 home runs, 16 RBIs. He gets the MVP on the Slugger of the Year side. So he gets the golden bat. We will give them both the whiteout treatment. We will head over to the Woodsmiths here, down to Alex Doherty. Edit looks. We're going to set everything for this one right here. So everything's going to be white. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to get out of here fast. You can see the lag when this game just is on for a little too long. The lag really starts to kick in on some of these screens. I will get through this as quickly as I can. I feel like my quality of video has depreciated quite a bit since I've come back from my sickness. I apologize. I will get back into the swing and the routine maybe when we start season 4. So bear with me for just another video or two. So there's Alex Doherty with the whiteout treatment. Let's head over to, we'll save that. Then we head over to the Platypi so that Withers Gentry can get the same. There he is. And we're going to lag through another set of color changes. We'll set them at that one at white. Oh my goodness, this is brutal. Thanks for bearing with me, everyone. And then we have to sim the playoffs after this and get through the re-sign phase. So, oh, he doesn't have any batting gloves. Cool. All right, and the bat. Okay, there we go. Bat and glove are all white out now. So we've gotten that taken care of. Now we want to just make sure that the teams are going to be able to reflect that. Oh, it's already. They're not going to have it for this game. Sorry, but they will have it in the league going forward. I already exported everything, so I don't want to go back and do all of that again. Sorry. All right, let's watch the game. Everything is already set here. Let's just make sure the teams are correct. So I have Drew Dropkin leading things off with
Feeling like the chief
Campbell in the number 2 spot, Drake at number 3, Flubuel at number 4. We'll talk about these players when we get into the game. Sexton at number 5. We have Schaffer at number 6. Dennis at number 7. And then we have Romero at 8 and Lozano at 9. And that is the all-star team. Case Barnett for the Burners is the number 2 player in the top 10, and he's going to be the starter for the Yang Conference. On the other side, it's going to be Aramillo number 1, Beal number 2, Gentry number 3, Paul number 4, Escobar number 5, Torres is number 6, Mosley number 7, Wyatt number 8, and number 9 is Wilder Black for Alex Doherty on the mound for the Yin Conference. So let's play ball, and we'll talk about some of the players. If you've never seen one of my All-Star games, I essentially get at least one batter from every single team in the league, and then one pitcher from every team in the league, and there's a couple of extra players just based on their performances. And I do shift the positions just a little bit to make it accommodate so that they can all be, so we're not seeing negative fielding impacts. And then anyone that's not starting will have a utility all positions so that they can come in at any potential time. And on the other side, the pitching side, the starter will have the long reliever attribute just so that they don't last as long as Dropkin lines to third. And every pitcher that is in the bullpen is a relief pitcher just so that there's a chance that we can see through more of them. Trying to get as many cycled through this game as possible, but it never always ends up working that way. So Doherty, the MVP gets a strikeout there against Thomas Campbell. Talking Alex Doherty. So she had a .93 ERA, was number 7 in the league. .78 whip was number 7 in the league. She had 30 strikeouts, which was the best that we've seen in this league history. And an opponent batting average of 152 which is tied for 8th in the league. She gets another strikeout there. She has been elite with strikeouts this season, and she gets 2 of them in the first inning. So nothing doing for the Yang Conference. We head to the bottom of the inning. We'll start with Case Barnett. We already talked about him allowing no earned runs this year in 21 innings. He got 1 complete game, 15 strikeouts, and top 4 in both whip and opponent batting average. Which is interesting because if you look at his traits, he just does not look that good. And honestly, I wish I could figure out how I could pick players that aren't that good, that can play way above their value, because I'm not having a good luck with any of that. All right, so we can start talking batters here. Ivy Beal for the Rushes gets a pop-up here, and it's going to be in shallow left field. We'll see who gets it. It ends up being the shortstop, Nixon Drake, who rushes all the way out there to get to it. And here's the offensive MVP this season, Withers Gentry. We actually noted Withers Gentry has made it to 2 All-Star games as he blasts one to dead center field, but it's going to hang up for Sexton. Gentry also made it back in season 1 as a cutter. That's probably where you recognize the name. But this year he ended up being on the Platypi. All right, let's talk Jesse Flubel. Number 7 in the top 10 this year from the Heaters. Had a 500 batting average, which was best in the league, along with his 1495 OPS, which was also best in the league. Had 4 home runs and 13 RBIs, 36 total bases, which was a very impressive output from the infielder of the Heaters. I believe he also hurt us pretty bad when we played the Heaters this year. Alex Doherty as a rookie, by the way, I think she's 34. So she's not going to be in the league for too long, but she is making an impact already. She does allow the walk to Flubel, and that'll bring up Dimple Sexton, who didn't make it in the top 10. However, he did have 4 home runs and 13 RBIs. He was an all-star last year for the Chompers. He's still with the Chompers, and he grounds to third. Easy play for Torres to Jaramillo for out number 1. Excuse me. Schaffer comes up. Schaffer from the Firebirds had a solid year with a 395 batting average, which was good for 4th in the league, and an 1176 OPS, which was number 5 in the league. 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 27 total bases for the infielder. He strikes out here against Doherty. 3rd strikeout for Doherty. And here's Jacques Dennis. He was here with the Tundras last year in the All-Star, on the All-Star team. He doesn't make it in the top 10 in any categories, but again, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. He walked 5 times. He even had 2 stolen bases. So getting that speed moving just a little bit for the Tundras, and he rips one down the left field line, runner rounding third and heading home. Wilder Black with the throw. It's cut off, and the Yang Conference is on the board with a Jacques Dennis RBI single against the MVP. Now, Chern Romero is a rookie this year. The only other rookie. It's rookie versus rookie right here. The only 2 rookies that made the All-Star team this year. Renero from the Cutters, you remember him. He beat up on us, had 5 home runs, which was tied for 2nd. 9 RBIs, but only a 231 batting average. So an interesting year for the rookie, but he was able to put up some big numbers. Full count, runner takes off with 2 outs, and that'll be a foul. We'll do it all again. And another foul ball. Staying alive as Doherty is approaching the 35 pitch mark, and she gets strike 3 at the bottom of the zone. 4th, maybe, strikeout for her. As we head to the bottom of the 2nd, the Jacques Dennis RBI single is the difference in this ball game right now. I bet Paul from the Swampers this year was actually an all-star in season 1 with the Swoops. She had another really solid season for the Water Division. 364 batting average, 1125 OPS, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, and she pops up behind second base. Caught by Schaffer, out number 1. And Easton Escobar comes up. Easton represents the Swordfish. Had 4 home runs and 12 RBIs, both making it in the top 10. A 333 batting average and 33 total bases. I'd say the threshold of like a really great season is probably about 30 total bases on the year, just kind of going off of what I've seen. 40 is elite. That's what we got from Withers Gentry this year, the only player to get over 40 total bases, as Escobar strikes out swinging. Swindle Torres from the Torpedoes, who had 4 home runs this year and 8 RBIs, a 981 OPS, and 26 total bases for a Torpedo team that did not have a great year, if I'm recalling properly. And he strikes out, and man, Case Barnett with a hell of a start to his all-star performance here. Case from the Burners, burning down the Yin All-Stars in the first couple of innings here. We'll see Eric Lozano, our All-Star appearance, as he rips one to right field, and that one's going to get out of here. Both of the touchers are showing up today, as Jacques Dennis with the RBI single, and now the first pitch slayer himself rips a solo home run. He had 2 home runs this year, and he gets another one in this game. He also had a 368 batting average, which was tied for 9th in the league. So great job for Eric Lozano. Drew Dropkin comes up. He's representing the Rakers, had a really solid season. He was number 10 in the top 10. This is his first time in the All-Star game. He had 5 home runs and 12 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, and a 347 batting average. And he'll hit one up the middle, keeping the inning going for the Yang All-Stars. Thomas Campbell comes up. He is representing the Foresters. He also appeared in the All-Star game back in Season 1 as a Forester. We'll talk about Shannon here in just a second, but Campbell with another solid season as he drips one into right field. Runner will hold at second base. Campbell, where are you at? Or was that Trevor Schmidt? Who were we just looking at? I think that was Schmidt that we were just looking at. A 432 batting average and 6 home runs for Trevor Schmidt. Oh no, I'm looking at Season 2. Sorry, everyone. I'm all over the place. Campbell had the base hit. We'll come back to him next time. Nixon Drake from the Heaters, fellow teammate Flubull, both made the team and both made it in the top 10. Nixon Drake with a number 9 in the top 10 with 5 home runs and 15 RBIs. And Brinley Shannon, we'll talk about her as she walks the bases loaded here. Shannon representing the Platypi this season. Had a decent year. Wasn't a lot of options from the Platypi. 3.77 ERA, a 1.33 WHIP, and 15 strikeouts, 1 save, and 14 1/3 innings pitched. She's facing off against Flubull with the bases loaded and nobody out, so she's in quite a jam here. We'll see what she can do as she's gotten ahead 0-2. A dribbler in front of the plate. We'll see what Mosley does here. Gets the ball, steps back on the home plate, and then tosses to first in time for the double play. And that is a big turnaround here for Shannon. But she has one more task, and that's trying to get through Dimples Sexton, who represents the Chompers with 4 home runs this year and 32 total bases this season. He had 6 doubles, and he lines out to third base to end to right field to end the inning. So that is a noble Tiger, folks. You've heard me mention it a few different times in my videos, but no outs, bases loaded, ending with team incapable of getting extra runs. That's what happened there, as they had bases loaded and nobody out and nobody scores. But we did get the home run from Lozano. We're up 2-0, and holy moly, what a moonshot there to dead center field. It lands in the first deck, which hangs over the center field gap there. 459, and who was that? Mosley, Miriam Mosley, a first-time All-Star. She had 4 home runs in the regular season for the Nemesis. 24 total bases, a great year for the catcher. And Guy Wyatt will come up for the Nocturnals. Gee had a .326 batting average, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. Not a huge year, but he did have 6 doubles. And Barnett, who had been pitching lights out for the first 2+ innings, ends up giving up the home run and now a base hit down the right field line. Dropkin will cut that off, holding the runner to a single. And that'll bring us to the number 9 hitter getting his first at-bat. Wilder Black of the Woodsmiths, teammate of Alex Daugherty, batted .308 with a 10-15 OPS, 2 home runs, and 7 RBIs. Another 6 doubles and 6 walks for Black, so he found a lot of ways to get on base. He fouls that one off. It's a 1-2 count, nobody out. Can feel the double play depth, and there's another strikeout for Case Barnett. By the way, side note, that home run he just allowed to Mosley, first earned run allowed this year. Bria Jaramillo comes up. We didn't get to talk about her in her first at-bat. First baseman from the Streamliners. She had 1153 OPS, which was number 6 in the league. 3 home runs and 9 RBIs with 6 doubles and 5 walks. Pitch out there as they're really worried about the runner taking off. Fouled off there, just missing the third base bag, and it's out of play. 1-1 count, and that one hits the third base bag as it rolls over and heads down the left field corner. Romero cuts it off, holds the runner at second base. And, excuse me just a moment. Excuse me. Ivy Beal comes up. She popped up last time, representing the Russians with 2 home runs and 14 RBIs. And she's going to get a couple more here, at least one more, as that's what goes into the corner. Dropkin scoops it up, throws home. Runner will score easily. Runner holding at third base. Misplay from Lozano there, but it's an RBI double, and cutting the lead in half is Ivy Beal, and the Yen Conference is not done here. Actually, it's tied up now. Case Barnett gets pulled for Fox Macho Man. Fox appeared in the All-Star game last year for the Streamliners, this time representing the Firebirds, as he gets a grounder right back at him, and now the runner committed home is in a run down. The fielder's choice will get the runner tagged out at between third and home. That's a big out. Fox Macho Man with a .306 ERA, a 102 WHIP, and a 212 opponent batting average on the season, with 14 strikeouts in 17 2/3 innings for the Firebirds. And I bet Paul will come up. Fouls one off there. We'll see if the Yen Conference can take the lead. Great speed over at second base, 2 outs. Fouls one off there, staying alive. We'll see if Macho Man can get out of the jam. And it's a 2-2 ball game, bottom of the third. Both teams putting up their best performance, and a strikeout froze Paul, and Macho Man does get out of a tough jam, but 2 runs do score on a couple of base hits. This game is all tied up, or a home run and a base hit. This game's all tied up, and the Yang All-Stars trying to fight to get their lead back. And Schaffer sends one to deep center field. This one's carrying. That one's got a chance, and right back into the corner, leaping up, and it's going to stay in. Withers Gentry, the MVP, saves that from being a home run. It ends up being a double as it bounces off his glove, but stays in fair territory. And that is a big moment for the center fielder. And that'll bring up Jacques Stennis, who already has an RBI single. And with a runner on second with the lead speed, fouled that one back, nobody out. I think we have, what is that? We have Distractor at second base. And another base hit for Dennis, as he's going to rip one to right field. Hit too hard, and that causes the runner to hold at third. But the Yang Conference is back in business here, as they have 2 on the corners, and Chern Renero comes up. Remember, Chern had 5 home runs this year, which was second in the league. We'll see if he can turn on one here. See if Chern can turn. As he does, he sends one to the deep left center field. This one's carrying it. That one's going to get over the wall. Just over the wall. A 3-run shot for Chern Renero. The rookie comes through. And the Cutters fans have to be pumped to see their team represented well in the All-Star game. It's 5-2 here at Founders Field. There's a lot of mixed feelings and a mixed energy going on in the stands right now, as this ballgame's been all over the place. Lozano has the home run already, and he sends another one to deep right field. This one gets over the wall, the high wall in right center field, and Lozano's 2 for 2 with 2 home runs. Where has that been? All season, he was taking pitches right down the middle, and now he's turning on every first pitch he sees. And we have to say, Brinley Shannon has to be done here, right? As Dropkin comes up, she's going to stay in, still tense, as Dropkin comes up 1 for 2 with a single. It's now 6-2 Yang Conference in the top of the 4th. Shannon running into a buzzsaw that is the Yang Conference team. And Dropkin fouls one off here. It's a 2-2 count. I'm going to grab a quick drink of water here. Oh, my God. Never mind. Dropkin sends one into deep left field, and that one is out of here. Almost making the play out there was, I believe that was Wilder Black. He almost catches that one, but it gets just over the wall. And back-to-back shots from the Yang All-Stars. The fireworks are going crazy here at Founders Field. We'll see if Thomas Campbell can run into one as Brinley Shannon finally gets pulled for Bruce McIntyre. Bruce was number 3 in the top 10, representing the Rushes this year. A .87 ERA as Campbell will rip one to left field, but it hangs up for Black. .87 ERA was good for 6th in the league, and a .82 WHIP was good for 8th in the league. Had 17 strikeouts in 20 2/3 innings pitched for the Rushes. We'll see what he can do against Nixon Drake with a 7-2 deficit late in this game. Big strikeout for McIntyre. He's getting pumped. Long way to go here as you still need another out, and then the offense needs to turn things on for the Yin All-Stars. A base hit. Nope. Cut off by Ivy Beal. Great diving play. She gets up, tosses over to first in time, ends the inning. But 5 runs on a 3-run shot, followed by 2 more home runs. Back-to-back-to-back shots for the Yang All-Stars. And they take a big lead here heading into the bottom of the 4th. We'll see what Easton Escobar can do against Fox Macho Man. Fox with a really great name. Escobar struck out last time. He falls behind 0-2 here. And he fouls one off. Had 4 home runs and 12 RBIs during the season. He takes strike 3, and that's the second strikeout for him. All this talking has my throat a little dry. Swindle Torres, 0 for 1. Tier 2 bad ball hitter. See if he pulls one into left field. First pitch swingy, he pounces on Macho Man, trying to catch him by surprise. And Miriam Mosley comes up. She already has a home run today. The runner on base could make this game pretty interesting if she can run into one again. Macho Man over 14 pitches here, and you will see his stamina start to deplete pretty quickly here as he gets ahead in the count 0-2. Mosley dribbles in front of the plate. It's going to be Lozano making the play. Calls off the pitcher and throws to first, the only play that he had, and that is going to be out number 2. Yeah, out number 2. As Guy Wyatt comes up, 1 for 1 with the single. Nocturnal's representative will line right back to Macho Man, who gets a mojo boost as he catches that one. It wasn't hit hard, so he had a little bit of extra time to react. Makes the play, and that ends the inning. So a great response. After putting up 5 runs, the pitching shuts down the Yin All-Stars, and we head to the last 2 innings. See what Sexton can do. He's 0 for 2 so far. 2-time All-Star from the Chompers. Been quiet today. He swings through strike 2. And he'll swing at the curve. He just misses and fouls it straight back. Chases outside. He pulls a foul, just making contact to stay alive. Again, protecting the plate. Doesn't swing at the high pitch. And he hits one hard to right field. Diving play, can't make it, is Abet Paul. Rounding first and heading to second is Sexton. And he'll slide in with a double here. That one was a missile, and Abet just kind of took a weird angle at it. She dove towards the wall, but couldn't come up with it, and that is a leadoff double for Sexton. Now Schaffer comes up, 1 for 2 with a single. Takes the first pitch strike. Ball misses inside. I don't know if we've talked about Schaffer, as he sends one to center field, but it's going to be caught by Gentry. Schaffer from the Firebirds. Yeah, I think we talked about him. And Dennis, who's 2 for 2 with 2 singles and an RBI. Been a big contributor here today. He'll take a ball high. He's a runner in scoring position. Can he get another RBI? He sneaks one through the middle, cut off by Escobar, right over the second base bag, and it will make the play over at first base. So that is a ground out for Dennis. First time he doesn't make the reach base safely, and a runner does advance to third with 2 outs. Turn Renero had the 3-run homer his last time up, as Tier 2 power versus righties activated, and Tier 2 bad ball hitter. Ball misses low. 2-1 count with 2 outs. Ball misses inside. Great spot for Romero. He'll take the strike. It's full. And he gets a hold of that one, but pulls it well foul early on it. And into the right field corner it is going to get down off the end of the bat. And just enough contact to push it over the infield. And that is going to score a run. So Renero with another RBI, making it 4 on the day. He's fast-tracking himself to being the #1 player. Peace Ineptitude comes in. She had a really great year for the Nemesis. Top 6 in OBA with a .138. A grounder here to third. Torres will make the play to end the inning. And we'll talk a little more about Ineptitude in the next half inning. She had 2 complete games and 1 shutout during the season, but only 10 strikeouts. So Wilder Black will come up, as we're in the bottom of the 5th and only 6 outs left to work with for the Yin All-Stars, down by 6. And Drake will loft one over to first base. You'll note that the infield not very strong for the Yang Conference. They didn't have a lot of arm or defense from their infielder representatives, so they had to make up for it with the bat, and they seem to have done that so far. Whiffing through strike 2, Jaramillo will lace one into right field with a 1-out single. Leadoff man aboard. Leadoff man is in the #1 player in the lineup. And Ivy Beal will come up. She had an RBI double in her last at-bat. With pick officer activated, it's not likely that we'll see Jaramillo try and run. Beal will pull one just past the first baseman who was holding the runner. And that'll put 2 aboard with 1 out. A little bit of a rally going here for the Yin All-Stars. And they're bringing up their All-Star, or I mean their MVP. Withers Gentry, 0 for 2 today, had Tier 2 easy target. We'll have to face off against former Tundra, Ashlyn Fry. Ashlyn with a really solid year for the Colossus this season. She had a .71 ERA, tied for 4th, a .63 whip, which was tied for 3rd. This one sent to deep right field, but it is going to be playable for Dropkin, out #2, and runner will advance from 2nd to 3rd. Ashlyn also with 11 strikeouts and 1 save in 12 2/3 total innings pitched. So a great year for her. Her 2nd All-Star appearance last year, she was with the Colossus as well. She's had a great career so far. She has to get through a Bet Paul with 2 outs and 2 on. She gets 2 strikes and doesn't get her to chase outside. Swings through strike 3, 98 on the gun on that fastball, and Paul couldn't catch up to it. Ashlyn Fry shuts the door on the Yin All-Stars in the bottom of the 5th. And we'll head to the top of the 6th. The last chance for any insurance for the Yang All-Stars. They're going to start at the top of the lineup. Drew Dropkin 2 for 3 with a home run and a single. Gets a high pitch but pulls it well foul. Drew has been a struggle for us on the Tundras, as he is a really elite outfielder. He sends this to his counterpart, Gentry.
The first baseman, number 48.
Out #1, and Campbell comes up, had a quiet day, 1 for 3 with a single. And first pitch swinging, ground ball, diving play from Jaramillo. Great play from the first baseman. She gets a mojo boost. And great coverage from the pitcher to get to the bag in time. That's out #2. And now with Nixon Drake comes up 0 for 2 with a walk? Yeah, a walk. I believe Nixon Drake was the one that hit the grand slam against us at Red Rock Park. I can't remember specifically, but I just remember that was a dagger. 3-1 count. And he sends one to deep right center field. That's a shallow part of the wall, and it's off the wall. Abet Paul make a great play. Despite being tense, she holds the runner at first base.
The third base.
It's shallow in right center, but it's also a higher wall, so you have to get underneath it to let it carry a little more. Flubull 0 for 2 with a walk. Will come up to the plate, another heater representative. With a runner on first and 2 outs, and Peace and Aptitude, who we were talking about as a representative of the Nemesis with a 2.45 ERA this year and a .93 whip. Great year for the Nemesis All-Star, her first appearance, and that's a walk. So she's finding herself in a bit of trouble. With 2 outs and 2 on, Dimple Sexton comes up 1 for 3 with a double. Distractor on second base, which has already led to 1 walk and a bit of an errant accuracy for Ineptitude. She's probably feeling a little bit inept. She gets a pop-up here behind the plate. Easy play for Mosley will be a big out number 3, and that prevents the Yang All-Stars from getting any more insurance. The Yins are down by 6. Last chance with 3 outs to work with, and they're going to go 5, 6, 7, starting with Easton Escobar. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And Ashlyn Fry going to see what she can do to try and close the door here. Another swinging strike. It's a 1-2 count. And strike 3 swinging. So Escobar with an abysmal day. He's been looking like a fool up there. Just a quick little history of the All-Star game. In Season 1, the Yang All-Stars won 2-1 in 8 innings. That was an extra inning affair. You'll remember Iceman Grubbs with a home run in that game to break the tie. In Season 2, the Yin All-Stars won 5-2. And this has been an interesting situation where it seems like the host team loses so far in each of the last 2 years. And we will see if that remains the same. It's trending towards that way right now. Unless Ashlyn Fry falls apart. They do have a runner on first with 1 out. And falling behind 0-2 is Mosley. Dirty has a home run today. She'll take a ball high. And she'll ground right to Campbell. Campbell goes to Drake. Drake back to Campbell. Double play ends the game. The Yang All-Stars win it in Season 3. They had a huge offensive outpour. And they end up dominating the Yin All-Stars this year. Take a quick screenshot so I can come back to this information later. Couple of things to note here. Home runs from Marion Mosley on the Yin All-Star team. They also had an RBI from Beal. And then on the other side, a lot of production. Romero with 4 total RBIs, including a 3-run homer. Lozano 2 for 3 with 2 home runs, both solo shots. An RBI from Jacques Dennis on a 2 for 3 day from him. And then the solo home run from Drew Dropkin. It ended up being back-to-back-to-back home runs from Romero, Lozano, and Dropkin that inning. Getting the win is Fox Macho Man, a 2-inning performance for him, 3 hits and 2 strikeouts. On the other side, Shannon gets the loss. She only goes 1 inning, giving up 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 walk, and 3 home runs total. Not a great year, or not a great performance for the All-Star. In your top 3, it's a sweep from the Yang All-Stars. Eric Lozano with his 2 home run performance. Romero with his 4 RBI performance. And then Drew Dropkin with the 2-hit day, including a solo home run. So great showing from the Yang All-Stars. What a fun game. Of course, we are a bit biased being from the Yang Conference, and seeing some performance from our team, which is always fun. Let's head back over to the franchise so that we can finish things up on a bit of a low note, unfortunately. Just checking time here. We should be fine. So what we're going to do here is we're going to jump into the playoffs. We're going to simulate through them. We're going to find out who won Season 3's. We'll see who won the championship in Season 3. Then we will do the re-sign phase. And then, of course, I'll get into the off-season in the next video. So let's start the playoffs. We don't make the playoffs despite tying the team that made it. Let's go ahead and simulate through the playoffs. So I'm just going to quick sim this. And it looks like the Woodsmiths, they finally do it. Back in Season 1, they didn't make it in Season 1. They made it... Wait, I'm sorry. No, they didn't make it in Season 1. They didn't make it in Season 2. Oh, this is their first time appearing. They were the #1 seed and dominated all the way through. They swept the Rushes, they swept the Swampers, and they swept the War Wagons. The War Wagons, the #4 seed, pushing their way all through the playoffs. They actually swept everyone until they got swept. So, wow. Dominant performances from the Woodsmiths. Let's actually see the league leaders. Who was the reason why they were so good? Vern McCoy, Yup Conrad, Lloyd Bianchi, Everett Bull, and there's Alex Doherty, who did not pitch nearly as well as she did during the season. Oh, look who showed up for this team. The Woodsmiths brought in Adriana Harrington before the playoffs, and boy, that's a dagger. Oh man, this is what I was hoping we could have gotten back from her before we ran out of time, but I think we just ran out of patience with her, and it's unfortunate. But good luck to her the rest of the way. Maybe she'll be available in the playoffs. I think she got signed for way higher than her normal. I mean, in the off season, I think she got signed for way higher than her normal price. So. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I will, I'm just going to take a quick screenshot of this as well so that I have that information for me for next time. And let's go to the re-sign phase. Let's finish off by figuring out what this team is going to look like going into the offseason. So we'll start with Lozano. He was an all-star this year. He played really well. I think he held his own defensively, but he definitely was the offensive performer that we needed for him. So he is not asking for much more. He has a 98% chance to come back. So I'm going to offer him his standard salary, and he will. Beal, under his normal price, I think he's a good option to have on the team as a backup. And he's 26, so there's even a little bit of room for development, but can you imagine a clutch Beal coming in late in a game when necessary? So let's roll the die here. Perfect. Kramer, Jesus, man. He did not have a great season. He is not looking like he is going to be a candidate to come back. Of course, as you know, I like to do, I'm going to just roll it and see if he will come back with his current price, because it's well below his current value. So let's see, 2/3 chance, and he will come back. All right, Jacques Dennis. He is incredible performance in the last 2 years, but he's 37 years old. I will look to bring him back, but we might see for other options going forward as well. Jacques Dennis, 99% chance to come back under value, and he will. Braden Coleman outperformed his last year with us. He is not really a piece that has a lot of potential, but he's holding his own, which is fine. So let's roll the dice on him. 98% chance to come back, and he's well below his value. Now, Christian Black, asking for 5-1. He's worth 5-1, and he's currently getting paid 2.9. So we were able to take advantage of him this year, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. It is just under a 50-50 chance that he comes back at 2.9. I'm fine with rolling this, because if he doesn't accept, then we can get him at 5-1. He's 29 years old. He does have cannon arm, which is nice. But we also have Coleman, so we don't need Black. But if we can keep him at 2.9, that would be amazing. So I'm going to roll this one. And he does. He stays. Okay, so this is a steal. He is going to save us from having to spend more money than necessary. That's a great backup to have on the team, so I'm happy about that. All right, so Flip Bauer. See, I like Flip, but he is just not fit for this team. With fastball hitter and magic hands, he's not getting maximum impact on his traits. I like him, though. I'm going to 71% chance, but he's asking for 13.3 and he's worth 14. I'm going to roll this. I'm going to roll this one. I think we're probably not going to get it just because of our luck so far, but I'm going to roll this one, and if he walks, I think it's fine. Yeah, I'm going to do it. He comes back. Okay, perfect. I'm fine with that. Now, Wedge Stevens, he just feels like a lesser version of Flip on the offensive side of things. He's a good defender, but he was just fine in my eyes. The loyalty's low, which is unfortunate. It's not likely he's going to come back. We're gonna roll this one, but we're not going to give him what he's asking for because it's way over his current value. So 24% chance, and he definitely leaves. Might look to bring him back, but we might look for other options. We could bring Flip back to be our primary shortstop again, which would be nice. All right, Anaya, she's been nice and cheap. She's a viable option on the bench that I'm fine with keeping. So let's roll this one, a 1.7. This is worth rolling. And she comes back. Perfect. Now, Zeke. What do we do with you, Zeke? 81% chance to come back, which is pretty high. He's asking for 17.2. He's worth 17.9. Here's the thing. If he leaves, we're going to have to pay him like 18.5 to be able to bring him back. He's a critical piece on this team, and I don't think there's any way we can risk this one. So I'm going to give him what he's worth. He's earned it in his rookie year. He was fine this year, a little bit below what I wanted from him, but he's so valuable to this team. So we're going to keep him, and we're going to re-sign him at asking. Okay, so Rubio, I'm going to roll this one. I'm going to try and speed this up just a little bit here. We're going to roll it, 96% chance. He was fine. I might look for another option. He just needs a little more development, but he's still 19. I think he's a viable piece to stay on this team going forward. Same thing with Amos. He's worth 8.7, and he's getting 7.6. 98% chance for him to come back. Let's do it. Okay, perfect. O'Brien, we're going to get rid of him because he's overpriced right now, and he was just a fill-in for Harrington, who we dropped. So we'll release him. Wankerstein, 9.6. He wants to come back. We're going to bring him back. Might look for other options with actual traits, but he performed really well as a rookie this year, and I'd like to see him come back. Maybe not as our ace, which is where he's currently ranked at, but as a great number 2, I would say. And this whole starting rotation, I'm going to let go of. Well, I'll do the offers just because it keeps it a little bit easier for me. 37% he just accepted. That's so funny. Arjun, doesn't matter. Hey, Jesus, these are so funny. And then Adley, yeah, she's gonna leave. That's fine. The bullpen, love this bullpen. Quincy Healthy still has been disappointing for me, but he's still worth less than, or getting paid less than he's worth. So let's bring him back. Holden wants to come back at 99% chance. He's getting paid 9.2. Let's offer that to him. He'll accept. Wong, cheap option, barely got used. Let's go ahead and roll that one for him. And then Magnus Rivas, another one that's really cheap at 97%. He's worth 6.1. Let's do that. So then it comes down to our girl, Ellen Booth. 67% chance, so 2/3 chance she comes back. This isn't worth rolling. She's 21. She has been elite for us. She has been an anchor in this bullpen. There's a chance for another really great trait that we can try and find at some point hopefully next season. She's asking for 12.3 on a $13 million valuation. I'm going to give it to her. So let's re-sign her at asking, and that's going to do it. So we have a lot of turnover. I know we're only getting rid of 3 players as it shows here, but this is not going to be what the team looks like next year. I am going to scour every possible option that we have. I am going to look at traits. I am going to look at past performance, but I'm not going to let any of that be its own decision on whether we should bring in players or not. I think we have room to get some good value because of players like Corona and Christian Black being so cheap on this team. I think we can get some really, really good players to come in. Primarily, I want a really solid anchor as our ace, and I think I really want to find, like, I hate that we don't have like a lockdown third baseman. I could see Dennis become our starting first baseman, but at 37, I don't want to rely on him. So maybe we get somebody a little bit cheaper than Kramer to develop behind Dennis for a year. I don't know, but we need better performances from this team, and we need more consistency. So I'm going to try my best to figure that out, and that is where we will go in the next video. So I hope I was able to make up for the way that the last video ended, just being able to recap a couple of things at the beginning of this one. Fun all-star game. I didn't go through the other players that didn't make an appearance, and I think that's fine, just due to time, and I think it's sometimes just a lot of information. But let me know if you still want me to do that. I can do it at the beginning of the next video if that's something that you wish. But I'm excited for this team to maybe get some turnover in the offseason. I can't wait to start looking at what players are available, and I hope we can really find a team that can compete and succeed finally for the Tundra. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the content, please like the video down below. Please give me a comment on what player do you think, let me see, how do I want to say this? Do you feel like there's a player that's on this team right now that you just absolutely do not want to see come back because of their inconsistency? Let me know in the comments down below. And let me know if you have any other ideas for series you'd like to see on the channel. I always appreciate the comments, the feedback, the ideas, the thoughts that you have on your on how you like this game, how you like this series, how you like this channel. I like my commentary or dislike any of those things. So appreciate all of you. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Oh, and I was just going to say, the channel is still just below 150 subscribers. So if you have not done so already, I would love it if you would take a quick moment to subscribe to the channel. We do have some really great content. Maybe you're here because you saw the maybe you're here because you saw one of my tutorial videos. I'd love it if you could subscribe to the channel. Let me know if there's other information about this game that you'd like to see, and maybe I can add more of those tutorial videos as well. But appreciate all of you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.